I call the member for Ballina.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Crown Lands. Minister, on what basis does Feros Aged Care Byron Bay retain the right to be Crown land managers, given that they have evicted long-term residents and undertaken no consultation with the community?
As I call the minister, I draw members' attention to the clock. That will be a hard cut-off in less than 5 minutes. Minister?
Oh, thank you, Mr Speaker. I was starting to feel insecure today. I haven't had any questions, but I thank the member for Ballina for a question. I also want to acknowledge the fantastic work that the member for Ballina does within her electorate, and it's a shining example of how to operate as a member of Parliament and as a community representative. Probably, I actually recommend that those on this side maybe get some advice or some consultation from the member for Parliament, just to help them through this difficult period. Because we saw in her growth in her margin, very popular in the community, something that all of you didn't experience. I think it's important there. But let me also, but in relation to the issue with Feros Aged Care, and we've been in discussions in relation to this. Remember, it's the residents. The member for Ballina is fighting for the residents of Feros Aged Care, and I acknowledge that. But Mr Speaker, the situation at the Feros Aged Care facility is distressing for both the residents and their loved ones, and appreciate that. And Crown Lands is currently reviewing information provided by Feros Care and its plans for the facility. I've asked the department to consider the ongoing management of the site. Feros Care can only undertake redevelopment of the site with the consent of Crown Lands. I think it's important to appreciate as the landowner. And the site must continue to provide aged care capabilities under the plan of management. Feros Care has advised that the site failed to meet the Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission requirements in the context of contemporary aged care quality and safety standards. As this commission is the responsibility of federal government, I will allow them to provide a response as to the ongoing remediation of these issues. I understand that the facility was built 33 years ago as a low-care hostel and was not designed or built to the standards or requirements of a modern residential aged care site. I appreciate that there is a strong resident and community concern about the planned closure. Crown Lands has been engaging with Feros Care to discuss the announced closure and potential plans to redevelop the site. On Friday, the 26th of May, at least I'll go for the blues, mate. On Friday, the 26th of May 2023, Feros Care provided a detailed submission in response to a request by Crown Lands regarding the site and their intentions. In the meantime, I'm advised that the Feros Care has committed to supporting every resident to find alternative accommodation and sustaining support services.
Member for Ballina.
As they...
2 minutes extension is granted.
Thank you. Feros Care has committed to supporting every resident to find alternative accommodation and sustaining support services as they transition to a new home. I appreciate that the member for Ballina will be fighting hard. I appreciate that for every single one of these residents to ensure that the community has the aged care facilities it requires. I understand that since the announcement of the closure on the 28th of February 23, 26 residents have been supported by Feros Care to relocate to another facility in the region. Feros Care have stated they will continue to negotiate and support the remaining 10 residents. Let me be clear, Mr Speaker. Feros Care still have a duty of care for these residents. This means that they must continue to provide the remaining residents with wellbeing support services, including a GP and counsellor services. Feros Care also have a duty of care for their staff members. I understand that Feros Care have stated that all staff at the facility have been offered alternate positions in the region at Feros Care's other facilities and in the organisation's community care services. This situation is not ideal for any involved, not the residents, not the staff, and not the families. We need to address this matter with the seriousness it deserves and we will provide the member for Ballina with updates on our actions to ensure that the community's concerns are addressed.